Hey there, I'm Dan Beer with the Beer Home Team at eXp Realty, and I'm going to talk about how you should watch and never allow for your agent to implement rules or enforce rules that don't actually exist when it comes to the sale or purchase of your home. You'll understand what I'm talking about in a moment. And don't get me wrong, rules are important. Okay, we have to follow rules, we have to be compliant. But in an industry that's a copycat industry where there is a very low barrier to or a very low bar or barrier to entry, okay, it's very simple for people to enter this industry with very little qualifications because they then have to prove themselves in the field. So what do? We start copying one another. Everyone's doing the same old things. And so there starts to be the appearance of rules that aren't actually rules, and they do not benefit you. Here's three. Number one, signs. You ever had an open house? Or you've seen an open house, or your memory of open houses where they would set, your agent runs out there, say 12:55, 5 minutes before the open house starts, put 5 signs on the corners and runs back to the house sweating, and here we go, we're gonna sell a house. Hopefully someone drives by and sees my 5 signs, right? So look, there's no rule, first of all, that says that there can only be 5 signs, or 6 signs, or 8 signs. We use 60, okay? Now, this is assuming there's no rule. There's actually some neighborhoods where that rule does exist and they don't allow signs at all. But for the grand majority of the territory here in our region, signs are allowed, and they are not allowed in a minimized way. Why use 5 or 6 signs when that's what everyone else is using when you can use, say, 60, 80, 100? Why not? Why not go big? After all, it is only the sale of your home, right? So that's number one. Number two, actually attached to signs, is why are they putting them out at 12:55? Why not put those signs out much earlier? Why not let 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock traffic see those signs that typically that traffic never sees any signs at all? That they're gonna see yours, they're gonna arrive at your home, and they're gonna find out that the showings don't begin until 1 o'clock. So they can come back. So here's the point. Don't play by rules that do not exist, okay? Number one, or at least if you're hoping to get a better and superior result than what is the norm or the average in our markets. Average, by definition, is what most people will experience. You can choose to experience something different. Showings. Your showings on your home, typically, you get one showing at a time. Such and such person wants to see the home at 3 o'clock on Tuesday. Such and such person wants to see the home at 9 o'clock on Monday. They get individual private showings. What's up with that? What's going on with the private showing that has become so popular in real estate when we're trying to get you the most the market will bear? How can that possibly yield to any kind of market answer when you don't have the market there? So what I would challenge you with is hire an agent that is going to develop a process and implement it systematically every single time they ever are entrusted the sale of a home, where they are going to get what we would call a full market response of buyers focused on fighting one another instead of fighting you. There is no rule, no law that states you can't have 10 showings at 2 o'clock, all at the same time, scheduled showings. There is no rule or law that states that you have to sell your home in the absence of competition. So again, if you are looking for a result outside of average, then demand more from your agent. Number 3 here, finally, what if we're buying a home? There's no rule or law that says you can only see the homes that are on the market. You could see homes that are off the market. You could see homes that expired a year ago, 2 years ago, people that had been trying to sell that were unsuccessful at it, but the market's changed. Maybe now's the right time. Life changes too. So it might be the right time in the market for them or the right time in their life. Why not go after people that rented their homes a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and those rents are now coming due? They might be getting ready to sell. So why only look at the homes online or on the MLS or wander around open houses when, after all, that's what all the other buyers are seeing, when you could instead play by your own rules and look at your own unique set of inventory? So again, of course, respecting law and respecting actual rules that do exist. These are rules that don't exist at all, but agents and home sellers, home buyers, act often like they do. I would challenge you to think outside the box, get creative, get active, and get engaged with a real professional that is going to give you a market advantage. I'm Dan Beer with the Beer Home Team. We'll look forward to serving you.